Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell in the thumbnail, this is an Emma Roberts inspired makeup tutorial. As I was watching the Oscars last night, 3 women really stood out with me with their makeup because it was kind of similar in a way, which was Emma Roberts, Nicole Kidman, and Emma Stone. They all had the very natural looking makeup going on with the pop of red. So I was like, you know what, let's do a look inspired by one of them, and I chose Emma Roberts. What really sold me on her look was like the little inner corner pop of shimmer, champagne-y, goldish eyeshadow or whatever she was wearing last night. I just loved it. I loved her look. She is just drop dead gorgeous. So anyway, if you want to see how I created this Emma Roberts inspired makeup tutorial, then please keep on watching. So I have my computer in front of me, well, kind of down below here, and I have a picture of Emma Roberts, which is basically the look I'm going to kind of mimic and go off of for this look. I have a picture of her blown up on my computer and like literally zoomed in, like cropped her face like right here. I already did my brows and they aren't as precise, like, you know, like the tail just kind of fades out a little bit. It's not like to that really sharp point that I do, or that a lot of people like to do with their brows. They're very just natural looking. You can actually see the brow hairs. I try to kind of mimic the brows a little bit, yet still keep my same brow shape. So a little bit of her, a little bit of me, and that's how this look is kind of gonna go. Now, she does not have a pore in sight on her skin. In this photograph, I do not see a pore, so I'm like, yeah, I'm screwed. I'm gonna use the obvious choice, which is the Benefit Professional, and fill in my major problem areas with this primer, which is a lot of times around my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, and on my chin. And then I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water for the rest of my face, well, for all of my face, and just spray this everywhere. It was so hard for me to choose a foundation for this look just because her skin is so flawless and natural, and I don't know. I'm gonna use the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. This is great for oily skin. It goes and dries matte. She used like a lot of Charlotte Tilberry products. Actually, it might have been all Charlotte Tilberry products, so I'm like,
oh, you have that's what you used? Oh yeah, I don't have that. Oh, that's what you used on that. Oh yeah, I don't have that. Yeah.
I have no Charlotte Tilberry products yet. You know, you gotta use what you got, right? So we're not all gonna have the list of products that all these celebrities have and are being used on their faces. So use what you got, work with what you got, you know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick is the winner on this one, okay? I'm also noticing that she doesn't have like a bright like under eye highlight or like any harsh highlight and contour on her face. Like I said, this look is just so natural and beautiful. It's really just, it's her but bringing out her best features, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go in with the Ultra HD Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer, but I'm going to lighten it a little bit because this is just a tad dark for me. I'm going to lighten it with the Kat Von D concealer in L1. To set under my eyes, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to do what I usually do, but just put it on a little different. Yes, I am going to use my Kat Von D powder foundation, but instead of taking my Real Technique sponge and putting it in there to apply, damn, my nose itches. and apply it to my face because it'll apply like a lot of product. I'll use a brush because it's just not going to pick up as much product because I want to keep this very natural looking, but because I do have oily skin, I need to set my face. So I just kind of swirl it in there and tap it off and just lightly set the rest of my face with it. And it'll give a much more natural look without looking like you have a lot of makeup on. For contour, you already know what I'm gonna use. You already know it's the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And I don't usually do, or do I? I was gonna say I don't usually do like a harsh contour. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong because Lord knows. But it doesn't look like she has a lot of contour going on like on her forehead. You know, sometimes a photograph can only tell you so much, but I'm gonna contour as I usually do, just maybe not so much on my nose, but contour as I usually do. Now for blush, this was hard because I cannot see like a distinct like color on her cheeks. Now I could look back on Charlotte Tilberry's Instagram and look at the list and then look up the color, but I'm like, well, everything doesn't have to be exactly the same. So for blush, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Color Wheel palette. I think what I'm gonna do here is mix these two together, these two shades, which is Ironic and Montage, it's probably Montage, whatever. I don't think she really brought it up as much on her cheekbones. It looks like it's more back on her face. So, okay, now moving on to my favorite part, which is her eye look. When I was looking online, I did not see like anything with her eyes closed. There could be more pictures out now, but at the time when I was looking, I only saw like frontal pictures of her. I didn't like see the eyelid. Her eyes were always open. I can see a tad bit of like brownish eyeshadow. Like I said, a very natural, neutral eye. When I think of a neutral brown eye, first thing I think of is the Morphe 35O palette. So I think I'm just gonna start with the shade right here and just plop that on, and then, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm gonna pick up some of this shade and just pretty much do the exact same thing I just did. This shade, I'm just bringing it down a tad more on my eye instead of just like in and above my crease like I usually do. I'm just bringing it down on my eyelid a little bit more. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna do the exact two colors in the exact order, but I'm not gonna bring it into my tear duct area because she has like a champagne-y, shimmery, a hint of goldish type of shadow there, which I just love. I think it's beautiful. So I'm just gonna use the really light brown and more of the coppery, rusty type of brown shadow and put that on my lower lash line. On an angled brush, it doesn't seem like she has like an eyeliner on, which I might be wrong. I'm just going off this picture. I'm gonna take a very dark, kind of chocolatey brown color. I'm gonna take this shade right here and put that, use it kind of as an eyeliner, but I'm gonna keep it really close to my lash line. And just because I'm not gonna wear falsies, I am just gonna put that and use it as my liner today. Okay, so now for my favorite part of this look, which is the inner corner. So in the 35F palette, Morphe 35F palette, I'm going to use this shade right here because I think it's a close winner. Obviously, it's not going to be the same thing, but I think it gives vibe. It gets the vibe of what's going on her inner corner. So I'm going to take a small little definer pencil brush and place that on my inner corners. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this just to tone it down a little bit, because now that I have that on my eyes, it might be a little too gold maybe. Obviously I'm not 100% sure how it's coming off on camera, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so if she's not wearing falsies, she's wearing a damn good mascara that is just mimicking falsies, you know what I mean? So, and she has great lashes, unlike me. So, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black and put about 45 coats of this on and just see what happens. Round two. Round two. She doesn't seem to have a lot of mascara on her bottom lashes, so I think I'm just gonna go in with the Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara and just put a little bit of that on. Oh! If you ever do that or get it anywhere, let it dry. Let it dry, and then take a Q-tip and then wipe it away. Then you could always put a little bit of powder back over it. Let it dry, let it dry. So now for lips, the beautiful red lip. I think this comes very close. Very close, obviously it's not the same, but very close to what she was wearing. And it is the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick in the color 006. Really red. And I'm going to line it with a red liner, which is over here. I'm going to line my lips with the Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade Berry Red. So this is the final look. I have a confession. I did pop on some lashes because I thought I threw them away, which is they're one of the Demi Wispies, Ardell Demi Wispies. I thought I threw them away, but I didn't, and I found them. And the more I kept looking in the mirror, I'm like, I need lashes. Like, ugh. You know, it just was not complete until I popped on the lashes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this makeup tutorial. I know I had a lot of fun recreating it just with the makeup that I had. So if you liked this video and if you liked this look, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you on my next video. Take care, guys. Bye. For this look, just because, like ooh, what was that? To set under my eyes, I'm gonna use a Laurier. I do that all the Lord freaking no. Oh my. Okay, so that was a fail.